Oh my gosh.
Sama-sama.
So here we are on the second episode of our
INDI DUOH TARUH.
INDI DUOH TARUH. Yeah. So it's a mini little podcast series that we had going on for our Roots and Remixes.
Yes. Why you
I'm so
introduce?
happy.
Like you're the guest.
Yeah.
But you're also the
ya
co-curator.
kan? I'm so sorry. It's
Orang
my
dah
job.
terbiasa, orang dah
Oh.
terbiasa jadi host, right? But she's been hosting like a lot of events also, so you're used to it.
A lot ka.
And
Yeah.
and I'm usually the talent, so I'm the one always kena interview.
True. Hi everybody, my name is Asyilah. Yeah. So this is how I would usually like introduce myself when I'm at the shop. Okay. So the shop that I used to work for was my dad's shop. John's Gallery, Daya Arts. Let's go. Men Bazaar represent. And we would sell Daya art. We sell pua, sumpit, trabay, parangilang, all of that stuff. And that's why I feel like doing the exhibition and whatnot, it feels familiar to me because I was working there for a little more than 4 years. The moment I got back from Australia from studying, and I just straight away like jumped into the shop and like started working.
But do you have knowledge of the items that you're selling when you stop studying at Australia and then you terus like move here?
Yeah, I moved back here, and the thing is, I started hanging out at the shop at a very, very early age. I think the earliest memory that I would hang out in the shop, I was 5 years old, and I fell in love with the hoodok mask.
Ooh.
Immediately. I remember someone was carrying me. It was a man. I think it was my dad. But the thing is, I'm so sorry that I don't remember who carried me because I was so
Young.
focused like on the items that's in the shop. So at the time the shop was already lined with all kinds of stuff, like you name it, like all of the weapons here, all of the hunting weapons, it's all there. But the ones that really catch my eye at the time was the hoodok mask, because I remember how sharp and how brilliant red it was. Like it was on the wall and I just kept looking at it like the whole time. Like the person carrying me would be carrying me around the shop, but my eye would still be like focusing on the hoodok mask,
And the person would be like, oh, this one is this, that one is that.
I think at the time, no, not really. I think the person already appreciated that I'm already like very fascinated, but they weren't really trying to tell me what they are at the time. Yeah, which is okay with me because as I grew up, I lepa at the shop for a long time lah. Like after work, not after work, after school, I would walk to the shop sometimes because the school is like really close to Men Bazaar. And anytime I lepak there, and there are books there that my dad has, and I would just flip through them sometimes, and she's like, oh, it's called the hoodok mask. Oh, this one is called this, or this one is called that. So very interesting lah.
We are actually in room 1,
Yes.
which is curated by her.
The Roots room that I co-curated with the curator Jasmine Dade.
Yes.
Shout out. Yes.
So some of the items here are actually from your dad's shop.
yes.
Could you pick one of your favorites?
Oh, Herm. I gotta say, my favorite out of all of this, like we have a lot of things in this room that's like big and very pattern and colorful, like this bar over here. But I gotta say, my favorite is actually the tuntun.
The tuntun.
Yes,
Which one is the tuntun?
it's the tuntun. It's right over here.
Oh, cannot see in.
Yeah,
Cannot see,
it's
but
right
it's
over
okay.
here in the corner.
Yeah.
But I can show you if you want. Okay.
Okay, someone's helping.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Pichi. Okay, so this is a tuntun.
This is a tuntun.
Yes, this is a tuntun.
What does it do?
It's actually a hunting tool. Yeah, so this lure, I mean, you can, I guess, because it's usually
I didn't know
sharp
how.
in the end. So this is typically made with balian. It is an Iban hunting tool.
Mm-hmm.
So they use it back then is to mark their traps, like where they would put their traps in the jungle, like for wild boar, for anything they're hunting. But at the same time, the lure, it acts as a spiritual lure.
Oh.
So they believe that spirits would sit inside this statue right here, and the animals can see the spirit. Like the spirit will be like, hello, come here, hello, la 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 la. Yeah, so that they believe it like that. I like the story how it came to be as well. So roughly the story is that the people in the kayangan lah, okay, the people in the heavens, they were watching down, they were looking down at the Iban people. And then one day they said, okay, let's teach them something new today. So they called to the hornbill, who is the messenger, right? The messenger bird, and asked for the kenyalang to go down there and teach them a new trick, a new lesson for hunting, which is to make this tuntun and put it near their traps, and it's believed to help the traps be more efficient lah. So what I like about the tuntun, it's a signature somehow. It can be like a mark. So let's say if you make this and this is in your style, people who see the trap or see the lure can see like, oh, yang to tuntun sanok to. So it also marks
It's like a
belonging.
trademark.
Yes, you can actually use it as that lah.
It's also actually art. Like
Yeah, look at this, like the
look at
pattern.
the details and all that.
Yeah,
Very like
it's very smooth.
very smooth. Yeah.
Because when the more you touch brilliant, the smoother it is, right? So that's why I like it. There's so many things that I like about the elements. Is just I like it. Like I would use it like as a hair chopstick if I could. Yeah. That's the story of the tuntun.
But this one, it doesn't have any like someone guarding it or anything.
Can you feel it? Yeah, yeah. I like I like to do that trick with kids at the shop also. Like kau macam tak tahu tak? I love kids.
Do you do this to your customers, especially the ones that does not come from here?
Before that, yes. Okay, minum kopi dulu. Where were we? Okay, talking about the tourists lah, is it, or people who are not from Sarawak? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any favorites?
There's so many. Do I want to wait? Should I share? No. Wait. Let me just flip through my memory book right now and just. Okay. There was one where. Okay, look, we are Sarawakians and people from Borneo or Nusantara in general, right? We do believe the existence of spirits. Or if you really like don't believe in them, at least you don't go out and say like, I don't believe in these things. Okay, because that is disrespectful lah. Okay, sorry to say, but it's disrespectful. Don't do it. Not a lot of the tourists would do this, but some of them, they would come in and they would be skeptical, which I understand. It's okay to be skeptical about anything. Like you can question about these things. But when you straight out like say, oh, I don't believe in this lah. Like, why are people so scared about this? Or like, why are people so fascinated by these things, like these statues, like the charms? It's people's like adat ba. It's people's customs ba.
Yeah.
So we're here to keep it alive.
Yeah.
Right? And to educate other people. I'll be looking at the tourists like this at this point. Like, we're here to educate. Yeah. So there was this one guy. He came from the US, and he was just being the skeptic as he is. I understand. So he was like, I don't believe in this kind of stuff lah. And I was like, it's okay. It's your own opinion. It's your right to not believe in anything.
Because like orang putih pun ghost is not very scary lah.
Like their ghost is like the nun and that kind of stuff, I guess. I know.
Yeah.
I am grateful there are more and more of them who understand like the significance of spirits and whatnot. Like we see The Conjuring and whatnot. Like, okay, there is an understanding there. So back to this guy. He said he's not afraid. Okay, so I was like, okay, I mean, you can browse ahead if you want. The gallery is here for you to enjoy lah. In our shop, there's an area where you go inside, and there are just the room is just lined with statues, and these are all statues that came from the old longhouses. Some of the statues are 100 years old more. These are Iban, some Bidayu, and some Orang Ulu ones. Okay, and they can look intimidating to some people. Okay, so these statues are meant for protection lah. The guy at the arch of the door, nya dah masuk dah to go in, and then suddenly he turned back at me. I was sitting at the counter like this, just watching him, and the guy was like, "Oh, I suddenly feel a chill. Something's wrong with that room." I'm like, "Oh, really?" And he was like, "Can you come with me?" I'm like, "Okay, of course I will. Of course I will. I'll be more than happy to." So I started explaining to him like what the statues are from, what they're made of, that kind of stuff. And then after like 20 minutes of that, like came out again. We went back to the counter, like we would just hang out for a bit, like. He was like, this place has turned me from me not believing in like spiritual beings and whatever not. I'm a total believer now. I believe you. Like there are probably things in that shop like where yeah. So he was like that, and I'm just like, there
That's
you go.
why you can have an opinion.
Yeah, you can have an opinion,
But,
but don't like
yeah.
outright just deny it right there. Because
Yeah.
sometimes when you deny it and these things listen to you, they're gonna try and like prove to you that they're there.
Yeah.
Ha,
yeah.
jangan.
Jangan. Especially nak masuk hutan and all that.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, we have this pantang when we masuk hutan. We say like, don't sing, especially.
Don't sing. Don't call people by their names.
Mhm.
And then okay, you know those pantangs, right? The funniest thing is like cerita orang putih nak cerita hantu orang putih.
Mhm.
They'll be the ones, Josh in the jungle.
Yeah, and then they masuk the abandoned building. They'll be like, hello.
Is
Like, there was-
anybody there?
Is anybody?
Excuse you, like, bro. Unless you're really looking for trouble and looking for a memorable night, like don't do that. Okay, just don't do it.
Yeah. I don't have these experiences in when I was like jungle trekking or anything. Thankfully, I have a cousin who kuat melatah. Dia tersangkut anywhere kan. Yang will be like tengah hutan, you know. Tersangkut anywhere lah. Oh.
No.
And then I don't know whether to laugh or macam
Like, because yeah, even in the jungle pun don't say bad words lah, because the thing is like we don't know if the spirits like it or not. But if the spirit like mulut cabul like us, maybe lah, you know, like
maybe they laugh lah, macam,
they just think it's funny lah.
Yeah.
But what if they're not? What if they're like proper?
what if they're like classy?
Kan? What if they're like bougie?
Yeah, bougie.
Like,
Excuse me.
No,
Like,
no
you
swearing.
cannot-
I understand the pantangs and all that, but some people need to like double tap me sometimes. Just sometimes.
In regards to this room, however, I've heard stories.
Oh yes.
I've heard
Absolutely
scary
yes.
stories about the visitors in this room. So we do have from the should I mention?
Yeah.
Anak, one of the house directors. If I'm not mistaken, he went into this room and then he felt like
There's like a hand or fingers like touching his back.
Yeah.
I love that. I love feedback like that. Most seriously. Yeah, I mean, we can show them the sound, the voice chat. Wanna insert voice chat here?
Okay. Insert voice chat here.
So when I went into the room and I closed the door, I felt really nervous and it was kind of like my body was shaking a bit. And when I took a few steps to the art, one of the art pieces, it felt like someone was watching me. And a few minutes later, when I was about to walk out the room, I felt like a small little finger or hand was just like going around my back a bit. And I just exited the room really quickly after that.
I don't know how long it is.
Anyways.
I will pause the video.
Yeah,
there.
it's okay to pause it or whatever. Okay, and then so for me, feedback like that is important because it's other people's experiences, right? We tried our best to curate this small little room.
And you're building the room for its immersive experience. It's
Yeah.
not just displays, not just visual. You're playing with the lighting, you're playing with the eerie feel, you're playing with how it looks like at night and how it looks like in the daytime, you know.
The room was perfect that it didn't have any lights. There was no switch to turn it off and on. And then we just decided that okay, those battery candles are gonna do, but the ambience was already perfect. All right, there was orange light everywhere, and the puak is just staring at you. Like the tuntun are just watching you. Tuntun watching you. Semar. Every single artifact they were brought either from the collection from the shop or from the contributors from Jasmine's Kampong house. All of them have a story, and these are genuine artifacts. They're not like new. They're like they're
very
from,
old.
They're from someone's house.
Yeah.
They've been in someone's house
They've
before.
been passed down from generations to
Yeah.
generations.
They
right?
have history.
Yeah. And I realized that some of the puak kumbus are like 50 years old, 70 years old.
Yep.
And
Some of them are really powerful. Like this one that we're looking at right here. This
Mm-hmm.
one has a lot of angkaraba. It has a lot of there is spirit warrior there.
Mm-hmm.
There is nabao there. There is also the Iban masks sticking
Mm-hmm.
around over there. So there's a lot of power in Napua with this kind of pattern. My goodness, it's crazy. When people come in here and they share like how they feel when they come in from the hallway, immediately when they walk through the door and they feel that, well, not to say a presence lah, more it's an aura. It's an aura from the room itself. I'm very happy because that means like we done our job, that the ambience is there.
It is an added bonus that all these artifacts are just real artifacts that if it carries an aura, it's already providing like a +1 for the experience.
Imagine if all of
Bijak.
them, and it's all of them. Like I really like the gongs that Jasmine brought in as well. Those are like proper ones that were traded for, like before. Like they traded tajao for the gongs.
Oh.
They even have like names written on with a marker, and for me, it's like that is like family stuff. If people are gonna be like, oh, why is this gong got marker and all that? Like because we have a few at our shop where people sell them. They sell their heirlooms and whatnot. It's for education or it's for them to fix their houses, their long houses, their travel. We understand that, so we don't judge that part. All right. So whenever potential customers, they see the things that we have and they have like family names on them. For me, it's like that's the story. It came from an actual family.
I remember like there's this kedai. There's this one antique shop at Main Bazaar as well.
Okay.
And then I saw like the parangs actually have names. Oh.
Yeah.
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 It was really cool, but it's also scary. Like you don't know what has been done with the parangs itself.
Oh, faham. Faham.
Because when talking about family heirlooms, right? I don't think I have been passed down any heirlooms at all that is close to my culture. However, I do remember that one of my uncles got to get the headhunter parang from my moyang,
Okay.
and it's if I'm not mistaken, it's already killed like panchong 6 heads.
Can I
Yeah.
just ask you a question about the parang?
Yes.
Have you ever seen like the bilah before? The actual sword when it's out of the sheath?
I don't remember actually. I've only seen it once, and it was like on display. But
I see.
But the thing is that it's on the wall, and I don't remember. I remember listening. I remember someone telling me that the pantang for this kind of parang, like you cannot have it displayed above like the head.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
that is one. So that's why sometimes people display it like the sword, like it's
The
facing down.
bilah down, right?
Yeah, it's better that way. Daripada straight. Better that way.
It was downwards lah.
Oh, okay, good. What I wanted to ask you was if you ever saw the sheath before, I would want to know if you've let the sheath, like the sword out of the sheath, if you've seen like little
Jagged.
notches on, like little marks on the bilah.
Does it symbolize something?
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, if the parang have already been used for headhunting, sometimes the user of the parang will have little notches on the parang to symbolize how many heads.
Oh,
So let's say
okay.
3, then you'll see 3 lines on the bilah. That means 3 lah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Next time I check.
Next time you check, okay, you check and you let me know. Okay? Because like these things are interesting lah. Some people, they don't really care about marking it because they might mark it on their body or mark it on their sheath. So it's a different way of like showing that they have done the headhunting before. But sometimes people like to do it on the notch just to like show off like this is the parang that I use, and also this is like the marks
Of
that I
the-
counted how many heads are. So, ba?
Okay, the one I didn't know. I am a Dayak, and there's a lot of things that I've learned while you guys put up this exhibition together, and especially in regards to culture lah, Dayak culture or Orang Ulu culture. But you are Chinese Malay,
Yes.
and then
I am.
and then you are like when we go to the museum together the other day, you were
Yeah.
explaining like, oh, this one, and then I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
Why am I learning this from someone who is not even like
Not Dayak.
So it's really cool. But Do you also feel culturally close to your Chinese and Malay side as much as you do to your Dayak? I mean, your Dayak side. I mean, your Sulu side.
The Sulu side. Okay, I like it. I like it. Okay. To be honest lah, as from a young adult age lah, as 20s, my early 20s, that's how I feel like I've become more close to learning the Dayak culture. It's like it's partly for work, yes, but most of my friends are Dayak anyways. Some of my best friends are Dayak, and it just feels like interesting to me where some of them would know a lot about their kampong, a lot about their artifacts, and some may not. So when they come and visit me at the shop, like we lepak a bit lah, and then they'll start asking me, and I'll be like, oh, okay, this is a good sharing session. So somehow like the knowledge for a Dayak art and whatnot, the interest for it actually came from a very young age because my dad John and my uncle Nelson Tan, both of them, they opened their Dayak art galleries when I was still like a toddler, I think, or probably before I was born. They were already planning for it. So the Dayak culture, somehow it's not our culture. Like my dad's side, they're the Chinese side, but they also appreciate the Dayak culture very much. They love talking about it. They help curate for people's personal collection sometimes, you know, and I get to see how they're so passionate about it, and I'm like, okay, I feel that way too, and I feel privileged. I feel absolutely honored and grateful that I get to share this knowledge from these two. Like I see them as the mentor lah, because they're not Dayak, but they know they want to know so much about it, and not just because they want to sell these things, because genuinely Sarawak culture, like the Dayak culture, is so deep and so beautiful. Like how do you not want to know about it?
Yep.
Yeah, but when it comes to my own heritage, like my own Malay and Chinese culture, I would feel close to it, yes. But the thing is, for Malay and Chinese culture, I didn't really have to like dig in too much for me to feel close to it. I grew up in a Chinese household first with at my grandma's house until I was 10. So that was very Chinese, very, very Chinese. And then after I was 10 years old, and then we had our own house, and my mom brought me up in a totally Malay Muslim household. You know, we have our own place, right? So I felt very connected with that already lah. So the learning about the Dayak culture deeply is a bonus.
It feels like more like an adventure. That
Oh
you
yeah,
share lah.
absolutely. I love it. I actually miss working in the shop sometimes because I get to meet with tourists who they don't just see me as like a salesperson. They also see me as a tour guide. They would actually ask me, we don't want to go to tours with tour guides. Can you please be our guide? I was like, okay, let me just check with Dad real quick. Like, Dad, tomorrow I'm gonna spend my annual leave because some tourists like asked me to drive them around, go to Longhouse and whatever. We went to Ana Rais.
Oh.
Yeah, I brought them to the Ana Rais Longhouse, and then we got to explore the area as well. We didn't get to like waterfalls and whatever because like it was getting dark lah. But basically, we were going without a tour guide, right? So I was guiding them through the whole Longhouse like it belonged to me or something. I did not, no disrespect, but Ana Rais, I've been there for a few times, and I've been there with tour guides before. So that was like way before I was working for the shop, right? So the knowledge for the items that were in there was quite limited already lah. But when I got there as a person who worked at my dad's shop, and then I brought these tour guides together, I was like, okay, so this one is I'm like, oh, thank you, Dad. Oh my goodness, I get to talk to them like so easily about the items in the shop. I love it.
Do you also talk to the tour guide at the Ana Rais place?
At the time, they were, I think, one, but they really didn't bother talking to us much because we didn't like it's not part of the package. We didn't pay them. Sorry, but we didn't pay them. When we got to Ana Rais, like they serve us the tuak, and then okay, I'm like, okay, bawa naik, and then we just say, okay, we're going to explore the kampong, we're going to explore the Longhouse. So is it okay? So yeah, go ahead, go wherever you want.
Tour guides probably have their own like, I don't know, lesson plan, syllabus or
they probably have like a script ready in their heads. Yeah.
So it's not really that connected to the tourist that goes there lah. So that's what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I love that couple. It was a Spanish couple.
Oh.
They just got married a few months ago. Oh my god.
Oh, see.
Yeah, they're still together. See. So beautiful. Lo siento. So being with tourists like that, they want to spend more time with you because they think that whatever you tell them, it's very educational. And at the same time, we have so many topics covered that day. Like I was with them from morning until 2 a.m.
Yeah, I wish I do have this knowledge when I was bringing around this one guy that we accidentally met at Airbnb or something.
Okay.
My friends from KL, they came over and then they were like, okay, we want to go holiday, blah, 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 blah. And then suddenly this one guy came up to us and said like, do you have a nail clipper that I can borrow? Okay, yeah. After that, he borrowed the nail clipper, right? And then he was like, do you know any good place to eat here? And then we're like, come, I got car. We go dinner together.
Nice.
But at that time, I wasn't really I don't really have a lot of knowledge of what to show around here. So sayang lah. Like I wish I have that knowledge like way earlier.
Could have called me, girl.
Yeah.
Could have called me. Where were you? Where was I?
Where were you? But I think this is before I met you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was like long ago. I think 2015, 2016.
Yeah. I think that was right before we met at HAUS. And then
It was before House.
yeah, before the era of HAUS.
Thank you, House, for connecting us.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the good thing about HAUS, that it really got us to like meet up with amazing people. I got to meet with Jasmine. I got to meet with Pichi. I got to meet with a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah,
which is
so
really cool.
Thankful. Thank
Thank you.
Yeah.
You will no longer be in Kuching soon.
Reminder.
Okay. Do you have any plans to bring a part of the Dayak culture as a reminder for you to, when you were in KL?
I don't think I'm going to bring tuntun lah.
Tuntun later kena tahan at the airport.
Jangan. Kena ano lah. I don't know. I would probably ask my dad if I could bring like a small but original puak. Probably something that's made in kapit. Like a newer one. Yeah. Not something too old lah, because takut lah my dad is gonna be so nervous. Oh, what's gonna happen to the puak? But I would probably bring a puak.
Oh.
Which has more organic patterns to it, more not the spiritual patterns. Sorry, I don't mean that I don't want you. Okay, it's not that. I think it's friendlier to bring, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That and maybe something made
your
of
jewelry.
the jewelry for sure, like the tembaga stuff.
Yes.
And the brass stuff. I love brass anything. And probably something made with kayu belian.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Be our representative of Sulu.
Yes.
Menanjung.
Sulu number 5 in KL. What's good? Yes.
So I really do hope that all the best to you in KL next year.
Thank you.
And you're gonna be a Sulu representative there.
Yeah.
So maybe we have plans to actually do something Sulu in KL.
You better come and visit me.
Yeah.
You better.
I mean, like in the last episode, Riaz was also already mentioning like, please bring the Roots Remixes to KL. She said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then Riaz and I will be linking up in KL. We will be going to hopefully we'll be going to a lot of art exhibitions together and whatnot. And I want to learn as much as possible, like from the art scene there, and see what I can bring to our collective. Not plagiarism per se lah. It's like it's a learning thing, and whatever good that can be applied to exhibitions here, why not? Yeah.
all right. So really nice having you here.
Aw.
Yeah.
It's really nice being with you. Oh shit, I'm gonna miss this so much.
But we're still gonna be here anyway. Like,
Yeah.
where else are we gonna go?
Yeah, okay, fine, true. Copy.
Alright. Copy first.
Cheers.
So that's the end of our episode number 2.
Yes.
But if you want more content from Steff and Asyilah,
you
you wanna do something?
Herm.
You wanna do something?
Yes, but honestly, yes.
But so yes. Yay. Okay.
Okay.
Don't tease them.
Anyways. Okay, so 3rd episode, I will be the one hosting.
So you'll be talking to
I will be talking to a female tattoo artist.
who is also a part of?
A part of Roots and Remixes, okay? And she got her artwork over here. It is fantastic. Her tattoos are amazing. Jasmine has one like right here made by this tattoo artist. If you've never had a tattoo before and you want a female artist to do a tattoo on you, you gotta choose her. And it is Nagaya.
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 Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that.
See you in the next episode.
Yes, please like, subscribe, comment, and whatever. And this is Steffla. And I am Asyilah Tan. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Bye.
Bye.